Let out the beast. Let him out. Yeah, I put my hand on the stove, put my feet on the cold. Ain't no fear in my soul. I lost all my control. I stare at the eclipse. I love taking a risk. Ain't no chain on my wrist. Who else got it like this? Way outside of the lines. I'm fine, don't pay me no mind. Can't run, can't hide. Strap in if you want, call for the ride. Eyes on the prize, rise with the tide. Up so high, do you know how to fly? Can you hear my tune? I'm hollering at the moon. I'm with the rules. I lead the pack. I'm on the move. I can't relax. I got to. I got to. I got to. I got to. Let out the beast. Let out the beast. Let out the beast. Let out the beast. Let out the beast.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome back to an absolutely gorgeous day here in Pennsylvania. Man, it is just stunning outside today. Otto, what are you doing, buddy? Come here. Projected to be 75 degrees and sunny all day. It's an absolute vibe. We got a lot of things going on here in the pole building. I'm kind of just taking you guys along for the ride today, but there's a lot of things that I do off the vlog that I almost feel like I want to start to begin to share with y'all. I typically try to keep my content very focused to a specific task that it is that we're focusing on that day with a project. But I would say, guys, YouTube realistically only shows about 5 to 10% of my day in a whole. There's a bunch of other stuff that I'm always doing on the back end, and YouTube is really nothing but kind of just like a highlight reel. All right, so you guys saw last night I was out enjoying the evening. It's super freaking sweet having sunlight until about 7:30 p.m. this time of the year now. I also just heard, and you guys can confirm this for me, but they're going to be canceling daylight savings time. It was instituted back in the day for the farmers that didn't have lights on their tractors, but now the technology advancements in agriculture shed better light on most things that we non-farmers actually do. So them getting rid of it would actually mean that the shortest day in December, which is like, I think it's December 22nd or 23rd, would actually be somewhere around getting dark at 5:30 instead of 4:30 or 4:15. And that just sounds absolutely awesome. So last night was actually the first night, and I wanted to share this on vlog, which is why I filmed it, that I got to come outside in the evening. It was a nice, cool, calm, beautiful sunset here over the horizon in the hill, and got to wash up the truck. It was hopefully the last wash to get rid of all the salt that had gathered from the snowstorm that we had last weekend. And now that we've got the Denali that has all these polished bits on it, raw aluminum and salt oxidize extremely fast if you don't get that stuff off. Between the wheels and the enthusiast polished bullet antenna, I did not want to let that stuff sit around. It is just the worst thing that you can do for a truck, and it looks so good. Guys, pretty much always just buy black trucks to wrap them. Black is an awesome color. It is just so hard to keep it clean. And daily driving a black truck, you kind of just have to accept the fact that it's never actually going to be clean, whereas daily driving a white truck, well, it hides everything a lot better. So I may or may not be teasing as to what's to come, but Misfit, yes, is going to be getting a wrap. And that might bring you to the fact that where is Misfit, Jack? Well, it's actually down right now. It's got some issues. It just wouldn't start the other day. I actually had Jake and Josh take the truck while I was out of town in Colorado, checking up on all of our detailed products, and the truck left them stranded at the gym. Like, no joke, legitimately, thing is fine while I'm in town the entire time, but then I leave for 3 days and it leaves them stranded. So it's currently at Next Level Motorworks. But what I wanted to share was that truck is actually going to be getting a wrap, and Misfit is a really preconceived name as to how the wrap is going to be completely different than any wrap we've ever done in this kind of like earth tone color profile or palette that it is that Bandit's a part of, and Convict was a part of, and Lone Star, and of course Sarge, that oh so iconic animal. So Misfit is very much going to be a misfit to the portfolio, and for 2022 we are going to kick off this kind of somewhat new direction of wrap, and I'm really excited about it. Just want to give you guys an update on the truck that we've been focusing on the last 2 videos. No changes here as of the last upload, but we did just get a few more things in from Miles. Right here is the additional wiring harness to power up the second compressor and some of the power components of that from Airlift itself. We still have a few more things to come in for this truck before we can actually get it back on the ground and take it out for the first drive. I'm super freaking excited about it. Another truck update here is Sean's 5th gen. It's kind of just been chilling here in the corner with its brother from another mother, the other limited Longhorn that, well, one of you is going to be taking home, Bandit. And this giveaway ends, by the way, guys, March 24th, and 15 times entries. This giveaway is max multiplier, no surprises on the last day. Entries are live for your chance to take it home, so if you want to join the winner's circle, this could be your chance right here. But anyway, we are waiting for some cab lights, the exact same ones on this truck, for this truck from Phil at Fast Headlights, but I believe this thing is going to be leaving us today without cab lights, and they're going to go right back to Sean at Peach Bottom. Also, Cole did the Starlight headliner in this thing. It turned out absolutely sick. It's actually 1,100 pieces instead of the typical 1,000 that we do, mostly because it is a mega cab. And then Jake also took some time the other day while I was out of town to do a set of rock lights on it. You can see they look absolutely awesome. This thing is going to be going under the knife, and if you want to follow its build, Sean at Peach Bottom is going to be posting about it. You guys can check out his Instagram right here and the business Instagram right here to watch where this thing's going. Just as a small little teaser, it's kind of going to be this truck in a sense, but the color scheme is going to be very different, and knowing Sean, this thing is going to look absolutely beautiful. I may or may not be just a little bit biased in that confidence, but I'm kind of somewhat consulting the direction that it's going. All right, guys, we got to talk about my 2022 KTM 350 SXF. Opening up this side 10x10 garage door. One of the first few times this season, it's finally turning around weather-wise, and we've been able to open up the doors here and really let the air flow through the building, and it feels just so lively compared to the old shop because of all the natural light that we intentionally planned to bring in here. Man, it just does so much for energy. So, 2022 350 SXF KTM, brand new, never ridden. We did some mods to this thing though when I first got it with the intent of riding it, but I didn't touch it because this building took up all of my time. So just to recap here, we picked this thing up from JT Motorsports in Frederick, Maryland. Our boy Zach down there hooked us up with the first allocation of a 2022. It's sick. It's got the factory edition orange frame. MGX Graphics hooked us up with my number from back in the day when I used to race, and the Holy Grail custom graphics on the fork plastics, the front fender. We've got the Holy Grail across the side with the KTM factory color scheme, 286 here on the side, and then of course here right on the back. I've got this open space because I'm not cool enough to have sponsors and I'm quite slow now, but this thing's pretty much ready to rock and roll. And then I've also got factory connection that's out in Ephrata, Pennsylvania, which is awesome. They're like right in our backyard. So we revalved the air forks, new spring in the back and valve for me, and then we've got also the lower linkage adjustment, which is going to make the turn-in smooth and cornering a whole heck of a lot better. I cannot wait to ride this thing. So we let it sit pretty much all winter, and the problem with that was, although I did start it from time to time, this gasoline probably isn't the best. So what I'm planning on doing is actually draining out the fuel so we can put some new fuel in it. If I'm not mistaken here, I should be able to pop this bleeder off and drain this fuel out. Hopefully I don't make a complete mess of everything, but I probably will. Oh, here we go. Gasoline on my hands in 3, 2, 1. Just kidding. All right, just kidding. We are going to open up the tank here. These new fuel injected bites, boys, I'm telling you, I'm just not up to speed with the times. Letting gasoline sit around all winter is not the best. There we go. We are draining them, boys. Hello, Jacob.
What you doing?
Oh, just sitting here draining some gas.
Oh, that looks like some good soup.
Tasty. What's it taste like? Does it taste like high octane?
Yeah, it tastes like...
Yeah?
Hold on here.
Kids, do not try this at home.
I think that was probably like 93.
Wow.
It might actually have a little race fuel in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a good mix going.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Casey had it like a 30 minutes later.
This is the original gas that's in this thing from back in freaking like July when I got this bike. The inner 8-year-old in me is screaming that I haven't ridden this thing yet. I just can't believe it's been this long, but boys, this season that is going to change. I've actually got 2 really awesome private tracks that are quite literally 5 minutes from my house, and they're all kind of both in the same direction, both owned by very good friends of mine. So we're definitely going to get out and enjoy this thing a lot. Content lately has been cooped up in the pole building predominantly because the weather kind of just makes you want to hibernate, but that's about to change, and I'm real excited about it. Fresh gas is the best prevention for an inactive winter. I'm gonna get this thing filled up. No race fuel, boys, just premium unleaded. Let's fire this puppy up, boys. It's been a long winter, man. Cobwebs might shoot out the exhaust. Electric start too, it's insane. I'm dating myself now. Adjustments to where you can adjust the throttle cable without tools. Finally. It makes so much sense. Instead of a 10 and an 8 millimeter, he has that on the track. Oh, man. Alright guys, so I have actually no idea why that continues to happen. Why would it cut out on me randomly? It just did it a few times as I skimmed through my backyard, and obviously you don't want that to happen as you're trying to approach maybe a double section or a tabletop or whatever the case is. Probably try and look into it here in a little bit, but I know a lot of you guys have dirt bikes and these new ones are obviously a little particular. So what is it? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate your help. I'm reading that it could be the result of a few things. It could just be not running over the winter time. We gotta let this thing heat cycle, so something to be conscientious of when I'm actually riding on the track, because it's like a nightmare situation to envision going off a jump and it just cutting. Yeah, anyway, you guys catch my drift. It could also be connection in the battery. My son loves to start this thing. He's very mechanically minded now that he's 20, almost 2 months old. He's gonna be 2 June 23rd, and he loves all things motors. I wonder why. So it could be the battery terminal, or it could be a spark plug potentially, because it was start and stopped a whole bunch of times because he loves to hit the start button and then the stop button and then the start button and the stop button, and it doesn't really allow the heat to fully actually burn off any of the residue on the thing. So anyway, that's kind of what I've got. If you guys have any other comments, please drop them below. So the boys have been absolutely crushing it up here this past week with the truck, and we are going to celebrate by going out to a golf course today. 75 degrees. I'm no golfer by any means. I like to say that I've got some nice equipment, but I don't really know how to use it. Josh has a vintage bag from the 60s. Thing's absolutely freaking classy, and I believe the clubs are about 6 inches too short for him, so he sets up and then keels over just a little bit to get him going. It's going to be a good way to celebrate, and Jake, as you can see, has his Freedom suspenders on right now. It's been a minute since he broke those out. It was actually the advertisements for Dream Diesel giveaway number 18 last time I saw those. We got some pretty epic patriotic photos. That's actually where my profile photo originated from, and man, that was actually a really, really good day. So that's going to be pretty hilarious. But speaking of, I actually just ended a phone call with Tyler, and come to find out, Misfit encountered some faulty connections. So that thing has a really nice integrated sub in the back that says AT4. It's black leather and it has orange stitching to match the AT4 interior, but for some reason 2 connections came loose. One on the sub was the ground, and then the alternator, one of the connections was actually loose as well. I have no idea how that happened. It could have just been some fluke thing. I don't know if it's common across the space. I haven't really had a chance to look into it, but Jake and Josh happened to be at the gym. Jake said that it was really kind of hesitant to start. It barely turned over. Didn't think much of it because he drove it over. No big deal. And then he went to start it after his hour-and-a-half workout, and it was completely dead. And Sam happened to be in the area from Lime Ridge, so he actually came up and towed the truck down the Next Level Motorworks as I was out of town, and these guys were busy busy working on Jake's LBZ to get that kryptonite front end installed. Now, speaking of that modification on the LBZ, look at these two twinning. It's so freaking perfect. It's like brother from another mother over here. That kit from DURTYMAX store made a huge difference. Still on the stock upper control arms, but all of the componentry up underneath with the Fox shocks legitimately took this truck from what felt like pretty loose and sloppy independent front suspension just because of the fact that it was old and it was used, and completely tightened it up. I'm blown away. Dave from E-Town Auto Works, the guy that mounts and balances all of our tires, actually said the same thing. He explicitly brought it up to me the other day. So those of you that have a classic body style DURTYMAX and you're thinking about doing that as a worthwhile investment for the overall enjoyability of your drive, definitely consider doing so, because it makes a huge difference. So guys, we ask it a lot on Instagram, but I haven't really asked all that often here on YouTube. If you're the winner of Bandit, Dream Diesel giveaway number 23, where is it going to call its new home? You guys got to drop some comments below and let me know. We have winners all across the US right now. There's still a lot of states that we don't have any winners in yet, and truthfully, this one could be the first in one of those new states, or it could just be an addition to a pre-existing state. So drop those below. I've got to know. I'm so excited, guys. By the middle of April, we're going to know, if you got entered, that you could be the one that's taking that truck home, and you're going to be hanging out with us on hopefully what is an absolutely gorgeous day in Pennsylvania as spring is starting to sprout. I don't want to talk about it.
Holy crap.
But I'm going to leave the dirt on it because I'm going to have to get it dirty eventually.
Well,
and I felt like today was a prime opportunity to just rip the Band-Aid off, dude.
dip the toes in the water.
Just, ooh, it's cold, it's cold. And what else is new? Jake is sitting down, doing what he does best. Who even is that guy? He said that he was going to wear that to golf the other day. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. He's just saying.
Yeah, we're not golfing for another hour, so why it's on now.
Look at the freaking shorts on the guy. Should I say the overalls? A little chilly, little nipply. Probably wouldn't be appropriate for the vlog either. How's the buff stuff working on this platinum tip here? Brand new tip.
Got a little bit more
And
junk
it
to pull
cleans
off,
up
but
freaking good, man. So buff stuff, guys, it's not gonna cut, but it is going to polish. It's perfect for all these little accessories on vehicles and for polishing wheels. If you guys are anything like me, when you're washing your truck with polished wheels, raw aluminum polished wheels, if you have a little bit of calcium in your water and you let it dry, it's gonna leave those hard water spots. Buff stuff, gonna get them right off. All right, so we got a little bit of time here in between our tea time, although Jake's just freaking Mr. Patriot over there. So we're gonna prep, if you will, on a few more things. So I asked you guys in, what was it, the first upload of when I debuted the F250, AKA recoil, what else are we gonna be adding to the front? We're also gonna add it to the back. You guys guessed right. I saw a lot of correct comments. We got ourselves some mag high-techs for the front and the back. We don't typically do front diff covers. The rear ones are awesome because you can see them. I like them a lot. Look how beautiful that powder coat is. But in the instance that this truck is on air ride, you're gonna be able to put that axle way, way, way down, lift that truck body up to see it from that front valance. That's paint matched so beautifully from Sean at Peach Bottom Auto Body. It was 100% essential.
God damn it, Bobby.
Those of you that know, I'm gonna say you're a true enthusiast. You saw the need for powder-coated matching diff covers. So we've got the mag high-tech up front and over in the rear, which ties out everything. We couldn't leave the axle completely unattended. We had to give it a little bit of TLC to spice it up, and it just is incredible looking. All the colors are coming together, and the crazy part is, you'd think it was done, but it ain't done yet. There's still a few more things to go to make this whole scenario and setup complete. So if you follow me on Instagram, you get caught up with a lot of things that you might not see here on the YouTube channel. So if you're on Instagram, definitely consider doing so. Because as you can see in my most recent post from the weekend, we took the Denali out after its refresh, hooked up to the Diamond C, and picked up a buddy's U35. If you've been around on the vlog for a little while, you've seen it on the channel. We've used it a lot around the property to trench in conduit, water lines, and a whole bunch of other things. And it's back up here today as I'm actually taking on a small little spring cleanup project, which is my island. Yes, I like to say that I own an island. It's right here in the middle of my driveway that wraps around like a NASCAR track. And I'm gonna be using it today with the little 12-inch bucket on it to clean up all this grass and overgrowth in the center area, because I'm taking this property from what was nothing impressive at all to what is going to be an absolutely incredible little slice of my own heaven, of God's paradise. So I'm gonna get in here and clean out all this kind of overgrowth. I'm gonna expose some of the rocks here that I've gotten covered up from last year's growth. And I'm gonna be taking out a lot of this kind of grown up crap, if you will. All the stuff on the ground. Gonna be leaving the trees, gonna dress it all up, and then we're gonna be bringing in something to clean it up. I think some fill or topsoil or some stuff like that. And then probably plant a little bit in here to clean it up as a means of prepping for what is the next phase of improvement for the property. And that's where we're gonna sign off in today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for tuning in with the videos, watching and supporting the channel. It means the absolute world. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. And I know you already did, but if you haven't, tap that thumbs up button. It's a huge help for the channel. Grab your last minute 15 times entries for Bandit and $30,000 cash if you want a chance at taking home that one-of-one limited Longhorn Mega Cab Cummins and $30,000 cash. And look forward to the next upload in just a few days.